does in there on the T side. No one seems to be able to take him down. His timings are just impeccable. His aim is stellar, and we'll see whether he can deliver the pain today. Rain there, tough tournament for him so far. Haven't been super impressed with some of their losses. He kind of dropped off, but always going to be a world-class player on his day. Looks like we're ready to start, ladies and gentlemen. It will be FaZe versus TyLoo, with TyLoo starting on the CT side. We've got FaZe on the T side here. I can see a P250 for Guardian and Armor, so he's been given the responsibility of the Mad Fragger here in the pistol round. So there we go. He is a very proficient pistol user, I have to say. Not just a one-trick pony, he's actually very good with the rifles and indeed pistols, so watch out for that. Carrigan, the smoke.
I don't even know a pony that can do one trick. Like, are they zero-trick ponies?
Oh, well, I guess so. Just a useless pony.
Yeah, like, what trick does a pony do other than, like, walk around and...
Show ponies, yeah, to look pretty and walk around, I think. That's about it.
All right. Well, it's going to be execution based off the start, or so as intended. Single smoke down toward the top side of the stairs. In fact, it's going to land a little bit further than that. It lands in front of Connector. Somebody's on the stairs ahead of it, but they want a four-man pour in from the Palace position. Bomb came through A main, so it's got the long access route, but his teammates are already fighting. Nico wants to plant. He's going to have to get it down quickly because DD nearly had a chance to wrap around and deny that, but never mind. Nico's got his gun ready and fighting. He's willing. He's taking down Xcurate. He's taking down DD. He's got Captain Mo still working back in, but he's the only one left. 40 HP and 3 players to find, plus a bomb. Not going to happen. Nico just held the angle and waited for him to arrive.
Nice technical strat there from FaZe. We saw the smoke towards short from Carrigan at the very start of the round. That actually went towards short by the pillars at B. Carrigan solo towards B. He's showing a bit of presence there, suggesting it was going to be that fast speed take. He flashed over as well, but all the meanwhile, his teammates, 3 of them in Palace, 1 on ramp, and Carrigan was going for the long flank. As you can see, they planted for short. Carrigan's objective was push B. Once they got the attention, he would come up short and hopefully win the 1 versus 1 once the bomb went down, but of course it wasn't really required because all the kills were found. It was perfectly done, and it will be FaZe with the 1-0 lead here with a force buy up against them here in round number 2. There's CZs and 1 deagle for Captain Mo. Just to note, Xcurate with the AWP responsibilities, of course. He will not be getting armor. He's kept himself for about $1,000. So TyLoo, like we said, great aimers, always mechanically gifted, the Asian teams, especially this one. They'll be looking to shut down wherever they can, but it's not going to start too well. And that's Xcurate with no armor. Pretty audacious challenge from him.
Yeah, that's
really
huge.
Didn't work out.
It's usually like the one place you don't see pistol challenge is like that long corridor at mid. You might see this though. Somebody gets up in the apartments and pushes forward with the CZ and manages the kill. Not Olaf. Catches him out, catches the close angle. Doesn't really get much forward. A MAC-10, it is an SMG. You could argue it's still better than the pistol, sure, but it doesn't give much range. Up against armor, whereas the MAC-10 in Olaf's hands was not. I say that, actually, excuse me, I don't know if Xcurate did. Everyone else has had armor, so they did force fully into it. Somebody's going to push up. This is huge. This MAC-10 could now actually be lethal. He's got a chance to line up. Further damage onto both Carrigan and Rain. That gives his teammates a chance. It's still a 3 versus 3. Guardian's been tagged down to 53 as well. This deagle now becomes menacing in the site. An interesting positioning from Bintet. Unfortunately, Captain Mo leaves the bench and couldn't get him the information to peek out. He now has to rotate back around. If Bintet was baited in or had information as to where they were standing when he peeked out from the pillar, might have been a different story. Carrigan nonetheless takes down Mo. 1 further kill comes in. Rotation from DD required. He has more HP than the other 2 combined, but just the CZ to work with. No kit either. Mind you, in this 1 versus 2, he can still play it with a good amount of speed. It's close. There you go. That's a headshot to Carrigan. Now this is absolutely winnable. He's got the MAC-10 picked up. He likes to stay with the CZ. See if it could cost him bullets left in it. Got 10, so it's not like the reload's required anytime soon. Checks for Palace, checks the corner, but Rain's got the angle.
He almost had that one. DD makes it incredibly close. But on the T side, they managed to win the round. They're up against the full eco now. Sure is expensive, but they're pretty much guaranteed 3-0 at this point. Rain holds his nerve. Difficult shot there. You can see DD was actually pre-firing the corner as well, was ready to take the challenge. Rain was only 40 HP, but he's got a decent spawn now. He's probably going to go straight towards that mid area, try and challenge the window, and just get some information to make sure they're not pushing towards middle. Nico dropping the weapon there. He'll be smoking towards middle. Pretty standard smoke, and as you can see, Rain indeed does book it towards the top of middle, trying to catch anyone jumping out. Smoke's going to be down. Molotov towards the connector. Flash to stop the push. And Guardian up close and personal to the MAC-10. They're looking to farm some cash here. Potential bonus rounds on the cards. Remember, we talk about having SMGs in those first gun rounds. Knowing your opposition, just force war in the second. They might not have helmets. They might not have kits. If you can do a fast-paced approach in the first gun round, punish those factors, it could be an absolute landslide start for FaZe here. We'll see whether it works out for them. Smoke down towards the window area. Xcurate Can't really do much here, just a USP. Any kills they do get will be fantastic. 1 or 2 is pretty much the goal here as they hold up, and Guardian gets full connector control here. Good use of the smoke as he just peeks for any sort of information here. They will be going into a B split, just to note.
Guardian thinks about going through connector. And you're right, gets away with it. Gets away from it, I should say, and go toward a B split. Can't walk. Not really challenged. They've already gone out and around the corner. Somebody gets further forward inside of the smoke. That's not a bad decision. Long angle to hold with the P250. Guardian's already gone by him, and he's just going to wait. He's hoping that they go in for the plant, and he's going to sit inside of that smoke and be optimistic that he can do something of it, but spotted as the smoke slowly started to fade away. Kerrigan was able to take him down, and it's all for naught in that play. It would have been clever. Deny the bomb, maybe get an AK out of it when it's sitting directly in front of him. Cause some chaos. If people were already inside of the site, they wouldn't respond fast enough. That could have been an interesting maneuver.
Well, they get 1 kill, maybe 2 here. Not quite. Olofmeister will finish things off there. Pick himself up P250 for his side weapon there, so not too bad. Remember, bonus round actually possible here. Nico could drop an AWP, so could Olof actually, and keep their SMGs just to keep Guardian's money healthy. We'll see if that comes through. No one's done it yet. Nico waiting for the call. He hasn't purchased any grenades. They're waiting to see who is going to drop it. Timeout from FaZe. I guess that's exactly why. They just want to work out, okay, who's got the money here? Nico, do we need you to have grenades? Olof bought every grenade possible so he can no longer drop the AWP. So Nico now just deliberating with Kerrigan to work out what Guardian will be given here and what approach you want to take. It's a big game. FaZe shouldn't be at this side of the equation. 1 map away from being knocked out. And the orb will be dropped. That's by Nico. So Nico now has Mac 10, no grenades. Remember though, like we said, there are a possibility of no helmets in. As you can see on the graphic there, currently 4 players without helmets, one of which is Excura without armor in general. So that Mac 10 and UMP combo becomes very, very powerful. And Guardian's orb comes out perfectly actually. The fact that the CTs have an orb as well should bode very well. What's the approach from them? I expect something execution-based quite fast, and they are sending 4 players towards A, so that does work out right now. And so we've got 1 player towards middle. It's normally Kerrigan who's on the other side of the map, and all 5 head towards A. So execution-based, get that bomb down, and then punish the fact they don't have helmets because you can get up close and personal with those Mac 10s.
Let alone helmets. DD's got one, but Excurate is entirely glass cannon. DD, speaking of, he plays under Shadow. He's got 2. Make it 1.5. He gets the assist. Excurate manages to get the AWP shot to land on a rain. Olof gets one back. That AWP is still there, still towards CT. It's got problems now, though. It's lost its teammate underneath the Shadow. Got aggressive. Excurate tried to pull back for it, but not ready for Kerrigan to be positioned at Sandwich. It has overstepped the mark. Brings the advantage back to FaZe. It looked very good at the start of that with DD's positioning.
We've got all
as always. This is the mid-round stuff they talked about, the 3-on-3 situations. As soon as they come level, this is where they said on the desk, FaZe starts to run away with it.
That's a good point. The mid-round decision-making is excellent. I was just going to point out, Olofmeister has gone towards the B site as this is all going on. So the fact that they've got this huge advantage, Olofmeister now has B under control. Bente has lost track of the entire situation. Not sure where they're heading towards. Olof's already in kitchen, so he's got that locked down. The rotations now going to be very difficult for Bente because
if there is one.
Yeah, exactly, right? And this is exactly what I wanted to see. A nice execution, trade out the kill. It's got a bit dicey at the start. They lost the first couple of frags, but they slowed it right down, communicated, and used their aim, and punished with the UMP. Who's carrying it, gets 2 kills there. And now Bente, no kit, 1 smoke, pretty much has to save here. Can't really justify going for this.
So FaZe pull it back. Looked like they wouldn't. Kerrigan's kill at Sandwich as well to take out the AWP. If he'd gone down there, we might have had a very different situation. Sure, they could have slowed it down and still fallen back. But the AWP would have been up. They would have been able to anchor the A site, been able to catch the rotation more effectively toward B. It's all a matter of what ifs in Counter-Strike sometimes. There's usually 1 or 2 kills, tops, that define a round. That hinge everything. So FaZe go up 4-0. TyLoo still looking to get on the board and won't have much money to work with. They'll have the M4 carried over from Bintet. Just barely. Nearly got that taken away as well, but he catches Kerrigan running up toward him.
Well, there we go. Great start for FaZe here. The favourites now at 4-0. There's Kerrigan getting it done with the UMP, spamming down DD. Olofmeister had already done a bit of damage there as well. Guardian pretty much sealing the deal there with the kill towards somebody. It was actually beneficial the Guardian went down in the previous round. That might sound strange to say, but he had the Mac 10 before. He dies, gets dropped the orb, and gets some very influential picks. So there we go, another Rico with a saved weapon for TyLoo. That's in the hands of Bentet, the star player of TyLoo. A lot of conversation about his future. People are speculating whether he could do well in a European team or an international team, for example. Definitely got the talent to do so. And he's going to have that in buckets and spades here if he's going to have any chance of winning this round. 1m4 up against a fully equipped FaZe. And Guardian watching short. Here's somebody with the CZ. Carrigan, nice defensive position, watching for that push, but could be caught out, I guess. Somebody holding a nice little angle. Remember, there's no trade potential for Carrigan here, but it looks like he's got the timing spot on. He's going to catch him. Not quite in the back now, in towards the cubby. So there is a slight chance here with the positioning of TyLoo. If they can pick up another AK, that's then 2 rifles. And somebody lies in wait here. Oh, look at the timing. Brutal.
Isn't that just Counter-Strike in a nutshell right there? Now, the one thing that's good about this is that they do spot Olaf. He may have missed the shot in the back, but he had a second player to peek, and Olaf also wasn't ready for their presence. So they still get away with the kill. More importantly, DD once again from Shadow finds another, but Bintet trying to play fire, reverse firebox. Gets a little too close to the wall and doesn't play the off angle. They spot him immediately. There's nowhere to hide. Kerrigan then swings in to find 2 before going down, but it leaves them in a 1 versus 2 against somebody on a deagle. And 14 HP, bomb planted, no kits. Does at least get an AK picked up to work with.
Expensive round though. FaZe, I didn't think would give up this much. 3 kills. He will save the AK. Money's still not amazing.
Is he?
He's at least like having a look around, seeing as he exits. The fact he's such low HP, I think the saving the AK has to be the objective here.
Because now he's not going to get away from the bomb if he commits to this.
Yeah, now he's gone. Okay. Realises there's nothing to be done. That makes sense. He wants to see if there's another kill available. They might not suspect him towards CT.
Yeah, I thought the bomb was a little further on. I was like, man, oh man. But he's all the way over to B. So forget what I said, Henry. It's not important.
5-0 comes through. Nico and Rain survive the AK and the AWP. Rain saving the situation there. Some great entries as they lost a couple of frags. And here's the replay of Rain getting it done. This kill especially, taking down Bento with the rifle. If he gets a spray down there, it could all be over. But 5-0 comes in. No double AWP set up for TyLoo just yet. Still Excura waiting to get warmed up. First real gun round here. Finally, TyLoo actually have everyone with armor. Decent grenades. Same story for FaZe. As we'll see whether they've got anything to say in round number 6. Excura holds towards connector, drops the smoke just to extinguish that potential Molotov. You can see how effectively that works. Olafmeister very proficient with the AWP, as the guys pointed out on the desk. In Fnatic, he was no stranger to it, as I assume he had a good spawn in this particular round and was trying to open things up towards B. He needs to negate these grenades, but that one lands in his back pocket, takes him down to 44 HP. And at this point, he might as well hold on to the AWP, because as we know, some AWPers will hand over the sniper when a teammate gets very low, just to help them stay alive, stay in the backlines. So back into the default here. Olaf's attempt of getting the opening pick did not work out for him.
Didn't indeed. I expected to see that op transferred sooner to Guardian's hands. Either way, he'll hold on to it. Bit of exchange of utility over toward the A main position. Olaf continues to lead the charge. Guardian stays on the AK because he's already at the bottom side of mid and he's already working into connector.
Another B split, but the looks things. Nico's not in Palace, he's in the B apartments, and they've got up towards Shore. Somebody, remember that saved AK, needs to start hitting some shots here, but it's Rain that looks much better today. This is the Rain that can cause damage and carry the team. Haven't really seen that in the opening few sectors of the tournament so far. Guardian holds connector, all the rotations. This should be round done unless a double kill like that happens. Amazing spray control from Bentat. At least makes this possible now. 8 seconds, a bomb will be planted. Olafmeister to get it towards shorts. They try and deny it, but DD will be dropped at the same time. And now they need to ask themselves, is it worth even going for this?
Do you recall? Because they will go for it, you're right. It may not be worth it. It was a 2 versus 2, it's a 1 versus 2, but even still accurate. Already zoomed in, already figured out. Guardians got the shot down with the AK. Do you recall the time when FaZe was at their dominance of success, or their pinnacle, I suppose you could say, after the roster exchange?
Yeah.
You know, end of last year. you bring in a guy like Nico and Olaf in tandem together, and you think, oh my god, the amount of skill they have. You've already got Guardian, that's incredible in the AWP, and then you have Rain, and you think to yourself, of those four, Rain is the least of the fraggers. He was the one that consistently led the team during their most successful period.
Yeah.
So you are right. This is getting back to the Rain we're more familiar with.
Yeah, there's been some great lines on the desk before where they say they've got some of the best players in the world on this team, but Rain is the best player on the team. You know?
Absolutely.
Like he might not be regarded as like the world class, one of the best ever, but on this team he performs very well indeed on his day. But there we go, 5-on-4, nice opening pick. Guardian goes down to somebody. They have Forcepore here. You can see they've got the AWP.
Did he not? I was going to say his head was definitely in vision. He wasn't ready to react, but they spotted each other, and now it's a little game of cat and mouse. Snades will certainly force him to the left. That's his intention. Excurate realizes it and goes through the flames because if he walked out the other side, he was a dead man.
Well, he's baited up most of the utility in the B bomb side, so that's a little victory in itself. But the man advantage still lies with TyLoo here. Somebody holding in CT spawn, slightly edging towards B with the AWP, and there's Bentet on top of the ladder in CPL. You do get accuracy once you're on top of it. It's not connected to your hands. So they'll get a boost up in the window here. Be Olaf given the responsibility to try and find the kills. Holding up for now, just looking towards the vent and see if anyone wants to fall back from CPL.
Kerrigan pushing back out from Connector. Captain Mo in this side. Good position to be in because coming through Connector, he can control with the boxes. He doesn't quite get ready for Nico's presence at Palace, which is a little bit late to be fair. Could have saved his teammates had he gotten that kill a little bit sooner. Olaf gets Bentet back. Nico still pulls off against somebody and up the ladder, down it again. It's a very awkward position for Dini, and Nico just dominates him. He's now gotten 3 kills and 1 more to find. 15 seconds is the bigger problem. Bomb down in front of him, but a Molotov will certainly keep the defense away and hold so that they can't quite see him pick up the bomb. I thought Nico was going to be dead there. I thought Excurate would re-peek it.
Oh my gosh.
Nico's now going to have a bomb plant down in the nick of time, and he could still pull this back. This is the mid-round stuff we're talking about. It might not be team play this time. It's individual heroics, and what a shot as he just destroys Excurate.
Ice cold. Look at him go. 4 kills for Nico. That was a 4 versus 2 match.
This could be an absolute bloodbath. If those are the rounds TyLoo have to win.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to convert those ones against a team like FaZe. Give them an inch to take a mile. This was the awkward moment. I think it was the CZ that spammed all his bullets. Obviously, you can dump those in, 2 seconds. And once you do it, the reload's so long, you might have to go for a knife, and it just really didn't work out. Nico knew he had him pinned down once he pulled the Glock out. Just had to get some vision, and that might be another eco for TyLoo. 7-0 down. Maximum loss bonus when they get you so far on the CT side. As you can see, $3,400 per player after losing a maximum of 5 rounds in a row. It's not really enough for a buy in the CT. You got 4,400.
I'm going to say that I get your point. Might be another eco. Okay, they're going to half buy. I would have gone. I would have forced. I think you need rounds at this point. You're already giving up 7 to FaZe on the T side. You're going to have to be efficient because you're going to face a reset either way. But get in there. Get stuck in. You may not have the op. Maybe that's the one thing that was really weighing on them. Yeah. I might have forced there.
Well, still early days. Even they lose the half 8-0 at this point, they can bring it back and hopefully aim for 5. They'll probably bring out double AWPs, I would say, in the next round, just because desperate times usually call for desperate measures.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. If they want to go to a double AWP setup, then they had to save there.
I would say that's for me is going to be a good adjustment for them because the rifles just aren't working. They're losing every single AK duel right now. So we'll see whether that rings true. Grenades now being deployed. There is an opening kill, of course. That was Guardian taking down Captain Mo, the former main AWP player before Excurate came into the roster. 2 players towards shore here. Somebody in Bentet waiting those CZs as Guardian looks so strong today. There hasn't been any weak links in the FaZe units. It's all been very efficient.
The reason that I bring up the point of forcing, though, there's still money enough on the FaZe side, but where you can do a one-on-one last round as well.
Yeah, it's been expensive.
You could start to break into their money a little bit. Now you give them a chance to build back up. I guess that's sort of the one thing that you could have thought about too, but either way, it's FaZe now with a 2-man advantage, not surprising against the Pistols. 2-man's tack, though, toward Catwalk. We haven't seen this in the aggressive position. We know that there's been a lot of contention, I guess I should say is the word I'm looking for, in this position. We know that FaZe is elected to go here a lot. All right, I thought maybe being closer with Pistols might yield them a kill or 2. Not at all.
And Nico his bayonets, and as he comes on the corner there, DD's going to get a kill with the last bullet, I have to say, but it's fine. He'll be down to 46 HP and just try and save the AK once again. So round in favor of FaZe. They've now won the half, 8-0 here, as we get into round number 9. It's just up to DD to try and save. I don't think he's going to, though. You can see he's being hunted down. 9 out. Oh, okay, Carrigan.
Nearly gave him a chance.
Yeah, not the crispest of aim, but it gets the kill, doesn't matter. And we'll see what round 9 brings. Will they go for a double AWP setup potentially? Somebody hasn't purchased yet. Go for the M4. So you have got at least got the full buy now. They've got the diffuser kits, the incendiaries, the smokes, the AWP and Excurate. And in terms of him, we do follow the AWPers a little bit closer. He's got 4 kills, 8 deaths. I think probably 2 of them with the AWP so far. We'll see if we can go a little bit further. Is Carrigan going to change things up? Now he knows their money's back in fruition. Does he want to go for an execution here? Looks like more of the same. Nico, if he heads to the apartments or palace, that suggests it is a default, but he's actually currently holding the smoke in spawn. His Guardian with the AWP goes towards palace. Olafmeister just going for his flight paths here at B, trying to look for any aggression. Is there a change of setup? He did spot one. A bit of a late reaction on the shot. It's going to be ambitious. It's quite rare to see that shot connect, but when it does, it looks brilliant.
Throws out a nade as well. Excurate certainly feeling the pain. He's on 14. Nade didn't land on somebody at B. Excurate's rotated back off the window. He'll hold jungle instead. No one directly inside of the A side towards CT stairs this time. They're actually starting to stack up mid and try and hold it off. Guardian just sitting and waiting. DD walks straight into his crosshair. So another early pick, early damage as well for FaZe. And now the mid take. Bomb still in spawn, just to note. We'll go back for it now. 2 players going to take on Captain Mo. His crosshair a bit above. Does get a shot onto Carrigan. Not quite a dink. Thought it might have been, but it wasn't. It's a kill either way again for FaZe, and they'll boost window. So they've got a ton of map control. Bin 10, however, has spotted them in the window. Awkward spray. Gets the first nose that surely someone else was in mid who boosted him. Why is he not considered that player is still down below if he's not inside of connector? Either way, Carrigan gets a free kill. He fell directly on top of his head.
There we go, Matt. Looks like another round is going in favor of FaZe here, unless Excurate on 14 HP can come out on top in a 3 versus 1 post-plant situation. I don't think that's going to be possible. He has no kids, 1 flashbang. He's hoping for a miracle here, and that's what it's going to take, I'm afraid, because unfortunately he is so far removed from winning this round. He can only really hope to save the AWP. Once again, money broken. With the residual cash, they have about $700, you can see. They can actually buy up, especially with the saved AWP, if that happens. But it looks like, you've got to hit those, son. Unfortunately for Excurate, he will go down. A bit of a gimme there for Rain. Like I said, they can probably justify a force now. They're all hovering around $4,000. So we'll see if they do that, because at this point, you're right. They do need rounds. It has to happen. So maybe another partial buy, maybe they go all in. 9-0 though, not really the match we were looking for at the major. You want them to be competitive, you want them to be exciting. I think the game yesterday, the Liquid Astralis game, really was the pinnacle of what we expect at the major. It's so good to watch world-class Counter-Strike, 2 teams going at it. Was one of the best games of the tournament so far, and I'm sure that's just a sign of things to come. Wait till we get into the arena. As the flashbangs getting towards middle, it will be Rain just going through the default right now, and there's no force buy. This could be another partial here from TyLoo. Looking down the barrel of 10-0 on the CT side of Mirage. Pretty much a death sentence when FaZe are playing like this. It's not like they've been relying on one individual. It's been a great team effort. They've won some clutches, but you always got to expect that with FaZe. They've got that potential. That's why they've got this team. As Guardian narrowly misses out on the shot I was talking about earlier. If he hits it, especially with the headshot, the AWP, it looks glorious. That's not bad either, though, as he takes down somebody right through the edge of the windowsill. And that's the opening pick they're looking for, and probably be the cue to make their way towards the B site.
Rain will take out ladder. Bintets this time at the corner. They're trying everything at catwalk. Different angle yet again. This one's not bad because it can yield a headshot exactly like that. Nearly got 2, but they double peek. 1 high, 1 low. Captain Mo! He just nailed 2. Olaf's now stuck toward the bench. They pulled this back to a 2-on-2 situation. Olaf's tagged to 18. Chance somehow they pull this back inside the smoke. DD, Extra trying to run around. Little did he know where Olaf had gone, and on top of that, Guardian was in behind them. So they hold on FaZe, and they find their 10th TyLoo yet to get on the board, but Captain Mo made that interesting.
Captain Mo with a double deagle. I'm sure we'll be able to have a look at that. But Guardian, he opened things up. Here it comes. Some short. They were not considering that. Two fantastic shots and gutting. That's not the situation that brings them around. Double orb set up now, Matt. So here it comes. This is what I explained earlier. When things get so bad, you normally bring this out just to kind of mix things up and have a turret on either side and hope the players get a little bit too carried away, and that will happen. They start to lose focus somewhat and start to take very aggressive peaks and feel like they've got this in the bag. Then they run into your secondary orb, which could have been then, but he drops off somebody. He was boosted. That's a great spot to be in as well, and it didn't really work out for them. Now they're both a little bit isolated there towards the underpass.
Yeah, you almost have to push through at that point because you can't retake mid. You know you've lost the top of it. There's really nowhere to hide. Problem is, even if they push through, Olaf's on the other side. Good timing, I suppose. Mo gets one, spots ahead, nails that. Oh, he nearly got away with all three inside of middle. Still, though, speaking of threes, comes exactly to that for both sides, and this is where FaZe tends to get the lead and take the advantage in their decision-making. So, good effort, great effort, in fact, from Captain Mo, and yet fall one shy in terms of the trades.
It was
at least one
good.
shy of what I think they would need.
2 for Mo in the previous, 2 in this round. Can he convert this one? Somebody, remember, got the AWP. Looking to reposition. Get some information. Nico, with his calling card position here, in towards that palace area, waiting for someone to step out of line, as he will certainly punish them. 30 seconds remaining, and there it is. Somebody looking like he could do this now. That's another missed shot by Excra. He really isn't looking too sharp today, I have to say.
No, but TyLoo, their first round with 3 staying alive. Importantly, both ops still in their hands. You're right, Excra's missing quite a few that we wouldn't expect. He's been sharp normally throughout this event.
Been one of the big talking points, and some of the guaranteed kills, easier shots for most AWPers, he is missing. And to be fair, Captain Mo, though, this was a great little play. They went for the boost originally. By those steps, you can boost just over short there with the AWP usually, and have amazing opening pick potential, but Bentet shutting it down. He has had some decent moments, but that's only the first round they've got on the board. They need to be careful of the reset here. They still have their double orb set up. There'll be a tactical timeout called by FaZe here. Their money's still relatively healthy. They have one more buy in the bag after this one, but it's not as strong as you might think with a 10-0 lead, because all the rounds have been relatively close. It's not been complete whitewashes every single time. So there we have it. A little timeout here for Carrigan and co, just to work out what they're going to do. Maybe change the pace. I've been running defaults now for the last 3 or 4 rounds. Maybe they're going to throw in a B rush or a quick execution. Let's see what they've got in mind. Looks like they're facing towards A right now. Rain and Guardian and Olofmeister looking to go in that direction. And off they go. So this could be a similar sort of approach we saw on the pistol round. Well, they smoke towards middle and B. They are lining up their smokes. There will be a full A execution here. You can see Olofmeister and Guardian committing to the lineups right now. Carrigan with his. And this will be them just changing things up. Carrigan's got the bomb, though. Look how far away he is. Could suggest that they're going to see how it goes and maybe fall back. We'll see which way they're inclined. And it looks like they will commit at this point. 5 players now ready to go. 4 of which are at the ramp. Nico in the palace. And in they go.
In they go. DD again has been effective from his position. He's normally yielded at least 1, sometimes 2. This time it's only 1. Kerrigan jumps back in and gets him down. Mo, but not stuck against the wall this time, can control the beat. That's better for Firebox as he swings out. Knows there's one above and sprays through to get down Nico. Not much ammo left, but Guardian's on an AWP still with 1.5 seconds to repeat that shot. He gets bolted and ready. It's Bentet in the one-on-one that pulls it back. TyLoo, back-to-back rounds.
That's not bad at all. Decent A hold.
An off grab, thankfully, just toward the end of that.
Yes, indeed. Well, there we go. And it's Captain Mo who's keeping the dream alive here, finding 2 frags pretty much every single round. Holds up in position. They didn't account for it. Right there on the bomb side. Nico gets 2 from Palace, but it wasn't quite enough. Bentet, aggressive towards Guardian, challenges him before he can really get comfortable with the 1v1. Takes him down. But like I said, 1 more buy available here for FaZe. Can they reset TyLoo? Definitely got the potential to do so. 1 round victory here would pretty much guarantee a 13-2, with the money being completely destroyed. So a tactical timeout this time by FaZe again. They have 1 remaining. It's good to see. It's a big game for them. Sure, they might be winning and looking very comfortable, but still, you allow a 10-5 to sneak in. They win the pistol in the second half. This could fall apart, and FaZe have been known to give away massive leads before, recently as well. So never think it's a foregone conclusion. They can always bounce back, TyLoo. Definitely capable of doing it. We've seen how good they are at the fragging, and it's just been lucky in the final few moments of each round. Somebody gets himself up towards shore, looking to play up close with the UMP here. Actually could do a great job, sits in the smoke, and the T actually goes past him.
He's going to be aware. Oh, Rain gets one, though. I was going to say he's aware that he's gone through, so if Rain doesn't get a kill, he could do something with it. Unfortunately, FACEIT got the kill back. That gives him very little to work with, other than the fact that they lost a teammate, and they'll do that again toward Bintet. FACEIT now has to rotate. Man advantage for FaZe.
And the B side's open, and it's another miss for FACEIT. He really isn't hitting the shot, so that's a difficult one. I'm not saying that's easy, but...
It's a quick... you're right, but it's another miss.
But he's considered one of the better snipers from his region, and that's round impacting there. If he doesn't hit that shot, which he was ready for as well, it's always going to be problematic. It's not like Guardian outreacted him. That's just a clean miss from FACEIT there. So that is the reset. The all point be saved. You see Bentet's got 4k. DD saves the M4. He can drop a UMP. Maybe that would be about as good as he can get. Bentet can buy an M4, and they'll have to force out these last few rounds. That's if he survives, though. If he doesn't, they're in a lot of trouble. But he's going to get this kill.
Nico down, and he will survive as a result of that. There's no one else near enough. Could actually go DAK. He doesn't know that there's no one else there, and obviously doesn't want to extend, but as we see it, he could. They'll keep the M4. Smarter decision, ultimately. Bintet grabs it off this time. Now, he had the money to do so. His spawn's not anything special, but he's going to keep that. So they're going to go op, M4, CZ, okay, and a third CZ. So somebody's bought one. I was going to say they had USP still. I thought maybe he's going to get some utility, but he's got the head armor to go with it. Only one smoke, or two smokes left, excuse me. On the CT side, no kits.
Chad just made an interesting tweet. He said he's pretty sure Nico is calling for FaZe. And the way I've seen Nico's body language, the way he's talking in the timeouts, I would say that might be true.
That says a lot.
If you look in the next timeout, potentially, or the beginning of the round, I'll keep an eye on Nico's camera. It looks like he's doing the majority of the talking. I think a lot of teams do this. They won't change the seating just to keep the pressure on the original in-game leader and let the new guy do it under the radar.
Yeah, sure. It brings to question, though, if that's the case, then you're putting, Kerrigan's there strictly for that role. Yeah. And you're taking Nico and putting more pressure on a skillful player. I was looking at this push earlier on. Our observers showed us as well. No, all the way around behind them, but Rain still on catwalk is able to respond. He wanted that gun and he wanted Guardian.
Yeah, he gets clotheslined by Rain. Instead, still a chance here. Double spray down again for TyLoo. They are so good with the M4 spray. Well, there we go. And it will be a 3 versus 2. Another chance to convert this. Remember, this was the force buy completely from TyLoo. Money was looking pretty poor, but the flanks have been great. They've been able to get in the back lines consistently. Need this round. 11-4 would still be a great half of FaZe, but let's see what this can be done now. Nico heading towards window. 20 seconds remaining. They need a bit more before they can actually attempt the bomb plant here. If Nico looks towards middle, he's got a guaranteed kill. And there it is.
Pretty straightforward. Takes somebody down. Kerrigan goes in for the plant a little early. And he's actually showing, his foot showing.
Oh no.
DD didn't have the ammo to fire into it. He does have a flank though. Bintet's behind him. All he has to do is keep the aggro. Exactly that. Bintet gets a free shot to Kerrigan. Nico now has to rotate back out toward mid. Bomb ticking. Again, no kits. We mentioned that at the start of the round. There's not any even on the ground. There was none purchased. So 10-second defuse required. That gives Nico a lot to work with. Good positioning from Bintet on the boxes. See above the smoke because he knew that Nico would line himself up in accordance with the bomb. It pays off as TyLoo find a third round. 3 from the last 4.
Well, there we go. Yeah, not too bad at all. Big plays. DD, double spray down. So good with that M484. That's not easy, let me tell you. Great timing. And Bintet with the flank pretty much confirmed things. Nico certainly had a chance in the 2 versus 1 without smoke. Really denied everything. Bintet, great positioning. Spots him, peppers him down. They both got off the bomb knowing they have time, even without the kit, to defuse. So there we have it. Final round here. 4th looking likely for TyLoo. Like I said, FaZe, even when these big teams have these huge leads, sometimes it can fall apart there. Exposing themselves, not watching the flanks, getting caught with the trousers down a few times now. And the CZs and M4s stabbing them in the back. Execution by the looks of things to close things out here. But as you can see, the first eco FaZe have had to go through in this entire half is in the last round. I say ego, just under a equipped round.
So DD at Shadow once more. Olaf knows that they've been playing that firebox position, goes for it, but he's not ready. Somebody still takes him down. Rain wanted to walk through next, he got the response, but DD able to trade it with his positioning. Mo's got Nico, so they have the advantage despite the kills coming in return from FaZe. It's just Guardian and Kerrigan. Through the smoke, Guardian does manage to pick up a Galil.
Well, here we go. Captain Mo, great positioning here, playing in front of CT spawn. Spots one fading away, so now they can rotate a player back towards B. That should signal both of them to fall back to B, to be honest, and indeed it will. Captain Mo can hold there comfortably. Now has the AK-47. Kerrigan only at the CZ. Guardian, Galil, I don't think they've got much of a chance here, but we'll see what they can do. Guardian will have to go first with the rifle, albeit the lesser of the two. 25 seconds, they really are running out of time here. Wants to play, make some noise, flash in, flash is useless. X-Career going to get at least one here. That will be round. Kerrigan will just be padding stats at this point, I would say, but we'll see whether he can pull this one off. Great shot there. X-Career had a rough half, but nice little round to pick up his confidence moving forward. He finishes on 8 and 13, so 4 in a row. Well, 4 out of 5, I should say, towards the end. They get the last two. X-Career, nice angle here, plays it well, stays alive. This is the nice little no-scope to close it out. And that's not impossible now. It was looking very, very bleak for the Asian squad. But now they've at least got a platform. Like I said 10-5 when the pistol, you got a chance. 11-4, same thing really. We've seen some horrible comebacks and some glorious ones as well, whichever way you look at it. Yesterday, Astralis going down 13-2 in the first half and coming back to overtime, albeit losing, but still, all you have to do is win the pistol, grind out the rounds. We know TyLoo can play Mirage very well indeed. Normally their CT side we talk about more. Didn't really see too many aggressive and innovative plays, but what are they going to bring to round number 1 of the second half? They've got 2 smokes, 3 flashbangs, looks like A execution with a focus towards Palace. 3 players there. They'll probably smoke spawn towards connector, flash out, and try and get the bomb down as quickly as possible while punishing any close range players.
Shot from Rain. Olaf again. Swings out. Perfect positioning from these pistols, and that is just a clean kill and sweep. They lost 1 player, fair enough, Olaf, but from FaZe. That was a very fast round. Minute 32 still on the clock.
Yeah, that was actually a very standard pistol round. We've seen that many times. There's smoke towards the steps, and one just in front of that covering jungle as well. Flashes over. You can see the setup is just absolutely sublime for FaZe. Running past Olaf Meister, who was positioned on the balcony, and he gets a bit of a shooting gallery. Good for 2 kills, and we'll have presumably the force buy from TyLoo here. We'll see whether they can get anything done. They're very good at the pistols and CZs, especially, like we saw.
Guardian waiting. Scout not able to connect on the first headshot. Actually gets tagged himself. Minor. But he'll fall back. Now wants to check, make sure no one's coming out from the underpass. Boost is possible here. They know that they've moved that scout off the position. We know that it is a scout and not an op, so they'll bring the pistol to the window, but that brings the FAMAS toward jungle. Nico with a wild spray that does not connect. The DD's got a weapon.
CZ, close range, jumping around. That's where it revels. And now they have a man advantage. Boosting a player quickly, knowing a Guardian only had the scout. Rain will be given the sniper, considering he's low HP. We discussed that earlier. So he'll hold like a turret at CT spawn. And Guardian will be given the M4, who's got 71 HP. A chance here now for TyLoo, but Guardian, like I said, still very good with the rifles as he demonstrates his aim there. Takes down DD. Smoke down for Kerrigan. And he's got players in front of them. Takes down Captain Mo, no problem. Spots a second, they're going to have to jump on him now. They're probably going to take down Kerrigan here, but not quite. He holds strong. Should be able to guarantee the round at this point. But the long rotations, they need to get the bomb planted if possible. Bentet with the Desert Eagle. Always going to be dangerous.
He takes out somebody crossing over, and Olaf swings back around, so they lose 2. It started off rather awkwardly with the Nico kill at jungle, given that they were so far forward, but could not get to the site. 13 now for FaZe with 3 to go. Remember, this is an elimination match.
Indeed. Both of these teams 1 and 2 right now, looking for 2 and 2.
Coming up next as well, we've got major winners, former major winners on either side, one of which the defending champion. Cloud9 plays G2. That also an elimination match.
Be a good game, actually. I feel like Cloud9 will show up today.
Well, you heard it here first.
I feel like that's going to be fun.
Hot off the presses. Decent nade. Not quite, though, is it? Thought it was going to do more damage than that based on the camera angle, but it really didn't. However, Olaf still has good position. He's overwhelmed and outnumbered. Oh, I was watching that underpass position. Great response from Nico to turn around. Gets away with it and gets 3 kills overall because that could have caused complication.
Got a bit dicey, but Nico manages to stop the hemorrhage as we get into round number 19 here. It's the first gun round of the second half of TyLoo. Can't really afford to make any mistakes. Has to be a perfect game. AKs across the board, no money for the AWP. They have got the smokes, the flashbangs, and do they want to go for the default at the start? I'd say that's probably likely. You can only really go for the execution off the bat when you have the momentum. They are going to be lining up smokes. Somebody in Bentet heading towards the A side of the map. Warps out for Guardian. Carrigan sticks on the MP7. Guardian's there patrolling the A ramp.
Nico with a nade at the ready. Carrigan waits forward stance inside the apartment. 3 smokes and flashed out, spraying in. But the Asian invasion runs around the corner, and down goes Carrigan. 3 players running and overwhelming him as Olaf hit by the wall. At the bench position, good headshot on the second kill toward Captain Mo. He triples on that as he takes down X-Grip, making a 4th on somebody who might have an ace as he looks for Bintet, who denies it. Olaf with 4, but it's still a 1-on-2, and Bintet picks back up the bomb. He's got a minute to work with, and Rain has no idea he's gotten this far inside of the site. We're down to a 1-on-1.
Yeah, this is looking good for Bentet. Guardian now. AWP, but he hits the shot. I was about to say HP not a factor, but when you take a bullet to the chest, neither is that. Well, there we go. And it will be 15-4. No bomb planted again. It looks like we have got our Victor. I can't see a way TyLoo can bring this one back. They have to buy up now with Galil's, scouts, pistols, whatever they can. Look at the scoreboard while we're here. Why not? We'll see who performed as Nico, who's been actually very good this event. He's got 20 and 10. Olaf Meister, good to see him performing big numbers, 17 and 13. Rain 16, Guardian 18, Carrigan 12. At the very top, Bentet, shout out to him. He has played phenomenally for the last few months of TyLoo. He's 15 and 14, DD 13 and 17, Captain Mo 13 as well. So this is X-Gris still on 8
somebody.
kills. And somebody
they said on the desk, somebody is a player that normally has been remarkable for them. He didn't get going yesterday. He's not again today. Guardian takes down Captain Mo. Could be the last round for TyLoo in London. Certainly looks that way as Nico takes out DD as well. Guardian still waiting with the smoke. Can't fire now. His teammate's there. Waits for him to get just past the crosshair, but couldn't hit the corner shot. Smoke down. Olaf, though, great positioning. Somebody, if he pushes through, which he might do. They pass each other. Olaf saw his arm. He's going to let him go. He wants trigger discipline. He wants more than just the one. He'll call it. He's on catwalk. Gets the lineup. Gets the shot. Doesn't know that accurate. Is still behind him. But this is the last player for TyLoo. He's on the scout. He's got a tag that really is just a warning shot. Does eventually get it down 1 versus 3. And I think TyLoo's come to an end in this event. They will bow out in London 1 and 3. They fall to FaZe, who bring themselves finally back to level footing at 2 and 2. Remember, they started 0 and 2 in this event.
Still some fire in the bellies of FaZe. It seems a disappointing start in the tournament, but all you have to do is get through this section. It doesn't really matter how badly it goes. As long as you make it to the playoffs, that's all that really counts.